46 is up. We're going to go back to the aqua yarn. And now that this triangle part is done, we get to leave that alone, so that's great. But we got to continue this part filling in the space we have here. So we're going to do a couple of front post 2 together stitches to fill in as much of the space as possible. Also, just to add interest, because you notice we've had a lot of sort of plain rounds here while we've been dealing with all of these overlay and front post stitches, we're going to do the alternating single crochet spike stitches again here, similar to what we've had in other rounds, so that we can get a little bit more color and interest in these last little bits. So we're going to join in the point of the triangle, so in the front post 2 together stitch that we had here. So back loop only, we're going to join. And we're going to alternate single crochet spike all the way over to here. So here's my single crochet. The join counts as a single crochet. There's a spike. Single crochet spike, that's 2 pairs. Single spike is 3. Single spike is 4. Single spike, 5. This pair is 6. Seven and 8. That's it for the pairs of the single crochet and the spike, because now we've gotten to the overlay stitch. So since we're going to do the overlays in the inside, we need one more single crochet just to get over into the inside. So you want to do a single crochet in the front post stitch from the last round. And now we're going to do a front post treble, so we're only around over yarn over twice. It's going to be 2 together, but both of them are going to go around this same one. So we really want 2 sort of front post stitches here, but only 1 up at the top. So yarn over twice, grab around the aqua one here. We're going to do the first 2 parts of the stitch and stop with the 2 loops here. Yarn over twice again, going around that exact same stitch. Finish the first 2 parts of that one. Now with 3 loops on your hook, draw through all 3. So you notice we sort of get 2 for the price of 1, so we can fill in a bit more of the space. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with this side. So yarn over twice, grab the aqua here, do the first 2 parts of the stitch and stop. Yarn over twice more, go around the exact same guy again, do the first 2 parts of that stitch and stop, and now with 3 left we're going to finish the whole thing off. So you notice we fill in the space there but only have 2 stitches up on top. We have these 2 stitches on top, which means I'm going to skip the 2 stitches there, and I'm going to do a single crochet. This is getting us over to this side where I can start my single crochet spike routine again. We're going to start with a single crochet, because if you notice here I got nothing to do a spike over. So here's my single crochet and a spike. That's 1. Single crochet, spike, and you notice this is going into an increase, so don't forget when we do the spike, we're going into the very next stitch, which kind of looks like we're covering it up with the spike here, but this is the next stitch, and that's going to get our single crochet. So in that increase, you have both a spike and a single crochet in there. So that was 2, this is 3 pairs, spike gets me 4. Single spike is 5. Six. And 7. Now after the 7th one, we're just going to put an increase in. So we're not really changing the pattern up, it's just instead of 1 single crochet here, we're going to do 2. So 1, 2. Now we're just going to continue the pattern. So that counts as our single crochet. Here's our spike. Single crochet, spike, single crochet, spike, and the last one is a single crochet, which brings us to here, which if you recall is where we started. So here's our repeat. We're going to go between the points. So start at the point of a triangle, end right before the point of a triangle. We're going to alternate these spike and single crochets. So you're gonna start with a single crochet and have the spike be the next one right after this point. Alternate them. You end up with actually 8 of them here. Then a single crochet to get into this space. We're gonna have the front post, 2 together, both going around the same one, and those are trebles, so you're yarning over twice. You're gonna do it again, the front post, 2 together around this aqua one here, again treble, so yarning over twice for both. Since we did 2 stitches, we're going to skip 2 stitches behind it and then do a single crochet to get into this section. So a single crochet, and now start your single spike pairs. Here you want 7 of them. If you don't count here, it doesn't matter so long as you're filling in the stitches and getting over into here before you try to do your trebles. But here you want the increase placed at the correct location so that we can build off of it in the future. So again, you get your 2 front posts, you're going to do a single crochet, and now start your counting. So 1 pair, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Single crochet, spike, starting with the single spike after, so you get 7 of those, then do your increase. After the increase, you're going to just alternate the spike, single crochets until we get to the end here. So we have a spike, single, single, spike, and single. Brings us right up to the top of the next triangle. That's round 46. I almost said 45. I'm sorry, I'm eliminating one. We're done with round 46. Get to move on to 47 next. All right, it's on to round 47. We're going to join the magenta yarn, and I think this probably is going to be the easiest video to make. You can join anywhere you want, so pick any stitch at random, I don't care, join. And then you're just doing single crochets all the way around. No increases, no repeats, no nothing. So that first chain counts as a single crochet, and now just do that all the way around. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, short little bit for this one. It does take a while to do just because it's gotten so big, but in terms of instructions, it's the easiest. So single crochet every stitch all the way around, join when you get to the end, and then after this we're down to our last 2 rounds. So have fun. See you in a bit. Okay, we are down to the final 2 rounds. So close. This next one, number 48, we're going to use the white yarn to basically complete the pattern we have here. So we're going to finish up these little bits here. The triangle's already done, so it's these oval shapes. That's what we're going to close up. And then just go around doing that with the overlay stitches. And then the next round, 49 after that, is really just the border around the outside. So we're really, this is the final one of the true pattern, and then just a little bit of little loops around the outside, and we're done. So white yarn. We want to connect in the stitch above the first blue spike after a completed triangle. So here's our completed triangle right here. We want the blue spike that's right next to it, right here. And we want to be right above that. So here's the spike, here's the stitch that goes into the spike. That's where we're going to join with a single crochet. So we've got 18 single crochet to get over to here. That one counts, our chain stitch we joined with counts as our first one, as always. So 18 total means we're at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So it brings us right into these overlay stitches right here, sort of right centered above them. Next up, we're going to do a front post 2 together around both halves. So we're going to connect to both of these but bring it up into a single stitch. So treble crochet should do fine for these. Again, if that's not enough room for you, go up to a double treble. But if we yarn over twice, come first, let me get the tail out of there a bit, come first into this overlay stitch, the white one on the side, do the first 2 parts of the stitch, but stop when you still have a couple of loops left. Yarn over twice, come to this side, around, first 2 parts, stop when you've got now the 3 loops, yarn over and draw through everything. So that'll be the end of our little pieces here. So we want to skip nothing. That will be our increase for this one. So we're going to go right into the stitch behind. So we get nothing being skipped. And now 24 should bring us back over to this point here. So that first one counts as 1. Now we need 24 total. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, last 4, 21, 22, 23, and if my count is right, 24. So if we look, we're set up in the stitch right above that spike stitch. That's where we started. It's where the next one needs to start. So that is our repeat here, and like I said, the final one to finish out this pattern, our next round, is just going to be a border. So you're starting to see the final picture emerge right here. Again, for the whole thing, you want to join above this spike stitch right here. So if you get one of your triangle points, that spike that came right after it, look above and join into the purple stitch right above there. So we start with 18 single crochet. That brings us to the middle of this. We want a front post 2 together, so we're going to join first this side, then that side, then complete the stitch. And treble should be okay for both, so yarning over twice should give you plenty of space. So a front post treble 2 together is the name of that stitch. We're not going to skip anything, so no skipping, just go right into the next stitch here. And that becomes, as I said, sort of our invisible or a little hidden increase. And to get all the way back over to where we need to begin the next repeat, 24 more single crochet. So that's it. Sort of this double overlay right here and a whole bunch of single crochet, all of that all the way around, and then you're ready for the very last one. All right, we're there, the very final round. This is actually just an edge that we're going to put around the outside. You can look up some other edges and find something else that you want to finish it off with. For me here, and what I'll take you through, is just a pretty simple picot edge where we'll use a chain 3 picot right here. So in actuality, it's easiest to do this where you do 8 single crochet a picot, 8 single crochet a picot. But when you start, since you want to finish when you join the rounds together, it's easier to join it just between 2 single crochet. For the very first one, I do 4 single crochet, then my picot, and then start doing the 8 in between. So it doesn't matter where you start technically, it's your final round. It also doesn't matter what color you use. I was going through the colors that I had, and actually if I could have picked any color, I think this lavender that we used here and had back here towards the beginning, I think that would make a really awesome edge. I just ran out of it. I don't have enough to do it. So instead I chose the magenta for sort of a nice bold statement at the end, and I thought having the 2 sort of sandwich the white there would be nice. But again, if you got the lavender, try that. I think it'll look great. But really any color you think will look nice at the end and go well with this white. In fact, you can use the white again if you want and just have a whiter sort of edge going right there. You know, play with it, see what you think works best. Where I chose to start, and where I certainly recommend you do, but it's not necessary, is in this front post stitch that we have the front post treble 2 together from the last round. So join like we always do with a chain. That'll be our first single crochet. And like I said, though, in the future we'll be doing 8 single crochet before the picot. For this very first one, we're just going to do 4. So the chain counts as the first one. This is 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to add our picot. So the standard one is a chain 3, where we're going to now chain 3 times. Depends on the yarn you're using. You may want to do 4 or 5. You can try different size ones and see what you get and go with, wow, the storm is really bad outside and it's starting to get loud. I don't know if that's carrying over to the recording, but if it is, you know that we're having a really nasty thunderstorm outside right now. Anyway, if you want to play with the number of chains here, you certainly could try a few options and see what you think looks best with the yarn you're using. I'm going to stick with a 3. I find it works for the thinner weight yarn I've got here. After you chain 3, you're going to come back down to the single crochet here at the bottom. You're going to put your hook through the first loop, and also through that left hand part of the stitch, the V sort of down there at the bottom. So again, you're going to put your hook through the front loop and this part of the stitch right there. So the front and the left part of the V. Draw up a loop and go through both those. Now we have 2 hoops on, or 2, I keep doing that, I'm sorry, 2 loops on the hook. So we're going to take this one and draw it through the second one we've got there. And I dropped a stitch, so I'm going to do the whole thing over again, but that's okay because then you get to see it one more time. So let me try this one more time. And I'll try to get loop and not hoop. So chain 3. take your hook, go through the front loop and that half of the single crochet, draw up a loop, and now take that through the other one on the hook, kind of like a slip stitch. Now 4 more single crochet. That would technically finish your repeat, but like I said, at this point it's easier to do 8 and count 8, then a picot, 8, then a picot, instead of 4 picot, 4, 4 picot. It just is kind of silly at this point. So 8 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now we'll do our picot here. 1, 2, 3. Go through the front loop and that half of the stitch, draw it through, and draw it through. Now 8 more stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So this is the look of what you get in the end. And actually here, do I have some white paper next to me? See if we can see it a little better. You can see my crappy notes I have for what to do. There we go. That's the look of what we'll have. So we have sort of these little bumps every 8 stitches. So continue the pattern around. Congratulations, you are done. We have finished this one. I think it looks beautiful. I love this color pattern and the little edge around the outside. It really is a fun pattern to work with. In terms of what to do with it now, they work beautiful on tables for entertaining. They are gorgeous stuffed. If you add a back to it and stuff it as a pillow, you can do a larger one, you know, vary the yarn weight. You do a heavier weight, you'll get a much larger shape. Could be actually a beautiful blanket. So it's a really great technique and design. This is just the first one that I'm posting here, so I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that this helped, and I hope that you join me for other patterns that I will show, especially these mandalas, step by step through every round. So congratulations on your first project done. Good luck with future ones, and I hope that you'll join us here again. Thank you so much.